A PDF file can consist of one or more pages, text, graphics, and video, as well as forms and other interactive elements. Acrobat provides extensive capabilities for working and interacting with the contents of a PDF file. In this chapter, you'll learn how to work with all aspects of the PDF document, including simple page navigation, adding and editing bookmarks, how to work with forms, exporting PDF contents to other formats, as well as printing. PDF files can contain multiple pages, even multiple documents. Within each PDF file, the pages can be of differing sizes and orientations. For example, you could store a business card, letterhead, and envelope in one file. But no matter what page sizes or orientations are stored within a document, Acrobat makes it easy to navigate from page to page and find the information you need. To get the most out of this lesson, open navigate.pdf from the Chapter 2 folder. There are multiple ways to move through a PDF document. In this lesson, I'll show you some of the most popular. First, we'll take a look at using the quick tools located in the toolbar. To make sure we're seeing the same tools, right-click on the toolbar and select Reset Toolbars from the context menu. This command will remove any custom quick tools and return the toolbar to its default display. You probably already noticed that the toolbar displays the number of pages in your PDF file and what page you're on. Click the down arrow to go to the next page. Click the up arrow to go to the previous page. Type a specific page number here in this field and press Return to go to that page. If you've used a previous version of Acrobat, you may remember other quick tools that you used to use to navigate PDF files. While these tools were removed from the toolbar, they have not been eliminated. Some can be accessed from the View menu under Page Navigation. Here you can select Go to Next Page, or Go to Previous Page, Go to First Page, and Go to Last Page. While you're in the menu, note the keyboard shortcuts displayed by each command: Home, left arrow, right arrow, End, and Shift-Control-N for going to a specific page. To use the keyboard shortcuts, first you have to close the menu. To move down, press the down arrow. Hold the down arrow to scroll faster. Press the right arrow to move page by page, and page down. If you have a scroll wheel on your mouse, you can scroll down. To move up, press the up arrow. Hold the up arrow to scroll faster. Press the left arrow to move page by page, page up to move screen by screen, and if you have a scroll mouse, you can scroll up. To jump to the beginning of the file, press the Home key. To go to the end of the file, press the End key. Click the grabber hand to position the page precisely where you want it. To zoom in, press the plus sign. To zoom out, press the minus sign. While you're zoomed in, the grabber hand allows you to move the page left and right as well. Use the pop-up menu to select a specific zoom factor, or type in your own. The maximum amount of zoom is 6,400%. The minimum, 10%. You can also choose actual size, zoom to the page level, fit the width, and fit the visible. There are also two more quick tools to display the width of the document as well as the height of the document. Zooming can also be accomplished by using keyboard shortcuts. Hold Control on Windows or Command on the Macintosh and press the plus sign to zoom in. Hold Control on Windows or Command on the Macintosh and press minus to zoom out. You can also add other quick navigation tools by right-clicking on the toolbar and selecting them from the context menus. Choose the first page icon to add this tool to the toolbar. Add last page to add this icon. Now with a single click, you can jump to the beginning of the document or to the end of the document. Sometimes you're looking for a specific page or content. You don't know what the page number is, but you do know what it looks like. The Page Thumbnails navigation pane provides miniature versions of each page so that you can scroll through the document more quickly to find what you're looking for. To move through the panel, simply drag the scroll bar up and down, or use your scroll mouse to scroll down or up through the document. To move to a specific page, simply click on it. But that's not all page thumbnails can do. In addition to the ability to jump from one page to another, thumbnails also provide a quick way to control page zoom and focus. To zoom in, grab the control handle here and drag it up and to the left. The zoom window appears on our page thumbnail, and the document window reflects the amount of zoom you just created. You can also select the zoom window with the mouse and drag it around the page thumbnail to view various aspects of your page. To zoom out, simply grab the control handle and drag the handle back out to the right. The document window will then reflect the amount of zoom you just effected. Learning the quick tools and the keyboard shortcuts for navigating through your documents allows you to find your content quickly and easily. PDF documents can originate from nearly any program on your computer. They can contain text, pixel-based images, as well as vector-based graphics. Usually, creating a PDF document is a one-way trip. The content is inserted into the PDF document and then sent off to your colleague or customer, and that's where it stays. But it doesn't always have to be that way. Content in unsecured PDF files can be copied and reused in other PDF files, as well as in a variety of other applications. For this lesson, you can use any unsecured PDF document that contains text and graphics, or open the file copyandpaste.pdf from the Chapter 2 folder. In addition to Acrobat, I will also be using Microsoft Word and Adobe Photoshop to demonstrate some concepts in this lesson. We'll be using these and some other applications throughout the series to show you how you can integrate Acrobat into almost any type of workflow you may have. If you don't have these installed in your system, please watch along, because you may see a way you can integrate Acrobat with the applications you do have. As you can see, page 1 of this document contains a significant amount of text. By using the text selection tool, you can swipe over any amount of text, copy it, and then paste it into Word, WordPerfect, or any other program that supports the clipboard of your operating system. To copy the text, right-click on it and select Copy from the context menu, or press Ctrl-C in Windows or Command-C on the Macintosh. Before I select this, though, notice that we have the option to copy with formatting. That can come in handy depending on what you're trying to copy and paste. For now, though, I'll just choose Copy. You can switch over to Word now and paste the text. But beware of this method if you want to reuse or reflow significant portions of a PDF document. Text that's copied and pasted in this way can contain paragraph breaks at each line ending, like this. And other undesirable white space. Such text will not reflow freely and will require significant attention to reuse, like deleting each of these hard returns. You may want to experiment using the command Copy with formatting in Acrobat. In some cases, this command will be able to move text from Acrobat without adding unnecessary breaks and white space. Your actual results may vary depending on what program created the PDF file and what type of document it is. Later in this chapter, we'll explore a better way to reuse the contents of PDF documents by saving them to specific computer formats. Like text, Graphics and images can also be copied from a PDF document and pasted into other programs. And, as with text, the results can be mixed. For example, let's go back to Acrobat and check out the pie chart on page 3. This vector-based graphic was created in PowerPoint and consists of geometric shapes that can be scaled to almost any size and yet still print at high resolution on any printer. If you didn't have the original document, you may want to reuse the chart from this file in a different program, and you could almost get away with it. By using the same text tool as we did earlier, we can select this pie chart and copy and then paste it into another program like Word. To select the pie chart properly, use the text tool to draw a marquee selection around the pie chart, making sure that you not only select the pie chart itself, but also its drop shadow. Then you can right-click and copy the pie chart, switch over to Word, and paste it into a new document. When the pie chart appears, you may notice that the graphic didn't stay together as one object. In this case, the labels were pasted as separate text elements. Since Acrobat and Word deal with text and graphics in different ways, these elements have to be converted on the clipboard to be compatible with the other program. Unfortunately, the result is a generic vector graphic that may not be usable at all. Pixel-based graphics fare slightly better when copied from a PDF document. Let's switch back to Acrobat and take a look at the next slide. Acrobat can store all types of images from low to extremely high quality. It even supports layered images with transparency settings and masks. But not all of these attributes will survive the journey through the clipboard. Layers and other high-level functions are discarded, but transparency can be preserved as well as much of the image quality. To select an image, you can simply click on it with the text tool. Acrobat selects the entire image. You can copy it and take it to Word and paste it into a new file. As you can see, the image came across in pretty good shape. But this isn't always the case with pixel-based images. If we return to Acrobat and check out the grapes on page 2, when we copy and paste this image, we'll get a completely different result. This image featured a transparency mask, which did not survive the trip through the clipboard. The transparency is indicated by the black areas. But if we use a simple trick in Acrobat to select this image, instead of just clicking on it, draw a selection mask with the text tool. This time when you copy it, and paste it into a new file, the image quality and the transparency is preserved. If you're unable to move your image, just change the wrapping style to in front of text. In any case, don't expect to use such images for high-end printing, but they will probably work in a pinch for laser and inkjet printing. As you can see, while it's possible to copy and paste text from Acrobat to other programs, the results are not always desirable. In most cases, I recommend that you keep a copy of the original text and graphics in a safe place, in the likelihood that you'll need them in the future. Acrobat provides a variety of means for navigating through your PDF documents. Some of the options, like the Page Navigation Quick Tools, are built into the interface. Others must be added by you. Bookmarks are one of those user-defined means of navigating a PDF document. To get the most of this lesson, open the file bookmarks.pdf from the Chapter 2 folder. Bookmarks can be found in the Bookmarks navigation pane on the left side of the interface. You can open the Bookmarks pane by clicking on this icon. Bookmarks are not generated automatically by Acrobat. They must be added to each PDF file. In some cases, the originating program can generate bookmarks for you. Programs like Adobe InDesign and Word for Windows can insert bookmarks based on paragraph styling applied to the text content. In Chapter 3, I'll show you exactly where to access and turn on this feature when creating PDF documents from Microsoft Word. In most cases, you'll probably have to create the bookmarks yourself. Just open the PDF file and navigate to the page you wish to bookmark. A bookmark can be created for almost any purpose. For example, you could create one to jump to a specific page, like page 1. To create a bookmark, select New Bookmark from the Bookmarks navigation pane menu, press Ctrl-B, or click the New Bookmark icon. Now type the bookmark text, page 1. When you're done, press Return. That's it. The bookmark remembers not only the page location, but also the zoom factor. For those of us who are keyboard challenged, you can also use text that appears in the document itself. Just click the text selection tool, swipe over the text, and press the New Bookmark icon. It automatically adds a bookmark using the text that's selected. When you're done, press Return. Now, navigate through the document and add bookmarks for all the important sections of the document. Remember to position the screen exactly the way you want it to appear when you create your bookmark. When you first start, bookmarks are at the same level. But Acrobat allows you to organize the bookmarks to create a hierarchy or an outline structure. Bookmarks can be reordered simply by dragging them to a new position. You can also drag one bookmark into another to create a parent-child relationship. Just select the icon for the child bookmark and drag it into the text for the parent bookmark. To move more than one bookmark at a time, hold the Shift key and select the first and the last bookmarks. Then, drag any one of those bookmarks into the parent icon. Bookmarks can be edited easily by simply clicking on them until the text is editable. Make your changes and press Return to finish editing. Acrobat remembers not only the page location, but also the zoom factor associated with each bookmark. It's easy to change the destination of a bookmark. Let's say for the bookmark appendices, we want to show the full page. Simply navigate to the page for the bookmark, change the zoom factor to match your desire, and then right-click on the bookmark and select Set Destination. When you click OK, the destination has been changed. As easy as it is to create a bookmark, deleting them is just as simple. Just right-click on the bookmark you wish to delete and choose Delete from the context menu. When you're finished creating bookmarks, don't forget to save the file, or you'll have to start all over from scratch. One of the most powerful features of the PDF format is the capability of creating interactive forms for collecting data. PDF forms can be sent out by email or hosted on the internet to conduct surveys, sell products, or get feedback from coworkers, customers, or even your friends and family. But best of all, Acrobat provides the means not only to create the form, but also to collect and codify the data. We'll show you how to create forms later in this training. For now, let's just explore some of the common features available to PDF forms. open the file fillinform.pdf from the Chapter 2 folder. Like this one, forms can contain text fields, pop-up menus, checkboxes, and radio buttons, as well as buttons that can submit, print, and reset the form. To enter data in a text field, simply click in a text field and type. You can then click on the next field or press the Tab key to navigate between fields. Pop-up menus allow you to provide multiple selections without taking up a lot of space in the form. Radio buttons and checkboxes can be activated by clicking on them. A checkbox differs from a radio button in that you can shut it off or turn it on, while a radio button, once selected, can only be changed by selecting another radio button in the same group. If I try to select this radio button a second time, it won't deselect. Acrobat provides the ability to designate certain fields as required and will prevent you from submitting the form until they are filled out. A required field is usually outlined in red, like these. If I try to submit the questionnaire, a warning dialog will appear. The user can then complete the form before submitting it. When you click the Submit button, Acrobat can save the data on the computer or actually send it back to you by email or through acrobat.com. Acrobat forms have several advantages over internet-based forms. For example, a PDF form can be based on the exact design of an existing paper form, which allows you to provide a consistent experience for your customers. One familiar agency that takes full advantage of that feature is the IRS. All their tax documents and forms have been available in PDF format for years. PDF forms can also be filled out offline when you aren't connected to the internet. You can actually save the form with your data and complete it later. And another advantage over internet-based forms is that it's easy to attach a PDF form to an email and send it to just a handful of people. If you haven't been using PDF forms up till now, you'll definitely want to check out the chapter on creating PDF forms later in this training. One of the most helpful features of the PDF format is that text remains accessible. You're able to search the contents of documents for specific terms and phrases. But that's not all. Acrobat has the ability to search not only open documents, but also any PDF files stored on your computer or those accessible on your network. For this lesson, open the file searching.pdf from the Chapter 2 folder. To search an open PDF file, select the Find command in the Edit menu, or press Ctrl F in Windows or Command F on the Macintosh. Type the word or phrase you wish to find in the search field and press Return. Acrobat will jump to the first occurrence of the targeted text. Click the arrows next to the search field to jump to other occurrences of the word or phrase. Continue to click the arrows until you find the exact content you're looking for, or until Acrobat doesn't find any more. That's when a dialog box appears to tell you that Acrobat can't find any more occurrences of the term. If a simple search doesn't find the word or phrases you're looking for, you can access advanced search options from this pull-down menu next to the search field. Acrobat allows you to modify the method of the search to match specific conditions like whole word, as well as allowing you to search within the bookmarks and comments inside the PDF file. If these options still don't find what you're looking for, select Full Acrobat Search. A dedicated search panel will appear on the left side of the screen. If the panel overlaps or obscures any part of the document window, click the Arrange Windows button here. The search panel provides a host of additional options to modify the search parameters. For example, you could continue to search in the current document or look inside of all PDF documents within a folder of your computer or network. If this still isn't enough to find what you're looking for, choose Show More options at the bottom of the panel. To activate some of the more advanced features, you need to choose a folder location. Let's browse and select the Chapter 2 folder in the project files. By selecting a folder, we can now match or filter out results based on a variety of metadata such as date, author, title, subject, and so on. You may also notice that the Advanced panel now features two additional criteria: proximity and stemming. Proximity finds content that matches multiple words or phrases, especially when the search terms don't appear in the exact order entered in the search window. To activate proximity, you first have to select Match All of the Words from the pop-up menu. One way you could use proximity is by typing the words red and white into the search field to find all the occurrences of red or white wine mentioned in any of the PDF documents in a folder. Stemming is used to find derivative versions of a selected word. For example, if you type the word scanning, Acrobat would also find scan, scans, and scanner wherever they appear in the document. And if all of this wasn't enough power all by itself, you can also click the option Include Attachments, and Acrobat will also search the files attached to your PDF documents. Whenever you click or execute a search, Acrobat displays the results as a list within the panel and indicates how many documents and how many instances of a word or phrase have been found. If there are multiple documents, each document is listed by its title or file name. To reveal the results inside of an individual file, click this plus sign or the twirl down menu on a Macintosh. To display one of the results in the document window, click the item in the list, and Acrobat does the rest. It will jump to the specific page and even open a file if necessary. While Acrobat's built-in search features are easy to use, they can still handle even the most complex search requests. But the power doesn't end there. In an upcoming lesson, I'll show you how to index entire folders of PDF files to make searches of even hundreds of documents lightning fast. As you might guess, looking through a dozen or more PDF documents for words and phrases can take some time. If you or your work group maintains more than a handful of PDF documents, you may want to consider creating an index of these files to supercharge the search function. An index basically catalogs the contents of a specific set of PDF documents. By using an index, you can complete searches of vast collections of files in a fraction of the time it would normally take you. To start, select View, Tools, Document Processing. Windows users don't need to have a file open, but Mac users will. Go ahead and select any of the PDF files we've been working with so far. To start, select View, Tools, Document Processing. Or you can access Document Processing by clicking Tools over on the right side of the interface. If you've never accessed this panel before, you may notice that Document Processing and some of the other specialized task panels may not appear automatically in the Tools task pane. If this is the case for you, you'll have to access the options under the View menu first. Then, the next time you open the Tools task pane, the panel will be visible. Document Processing is one of the options under the Tools pane that cannot be accessed in any other way. Normally, if you open the Tools pane, it will not be visible. Go ahead and select Full Text Index with Catalog. When the Catalog dialog box appears, choose New to create a new index or Open to open an existing index. Let's click the New button to create a new index. Type a title for the new index. Let's call this one Chapter 2. Before you build the index, it's a good idea to set some criteria. In most cases, your first stop will be the Options button. In this dialog box, you can specify what types of content will be included and excluded in the index. Choose this option if you want to exclude numbers from the index. Remember, this option would exclude phone numbers and prices of your products, too. If you have older version 1 PDF files laying around, choose this option. It will add unique IDs to the files to help identify them easier. Normally, Acrobat will warn you if the files included in an index have changed since the index was last updated. Choose this option if you don't want to be notified of this condition. Choose Custom Properties if your PDF documents contain specific custom metadata added by you or your colleagues. Choose XMP fields to include any specific XMP fields contained in your PDF library. To keep the index from getting too large, the Stop Words dialog box creates a list of words that you don't want to index. This list should include words you would never look for in a search. Common words like if, and the are already excluded. Choose Structure Tags to specify which leaf element tags will be searchable in the index. Be sure to click OK to finalize any of your choices. To specify the individual directories you wish to index, click the Add button. For this example, let's choose the Chapter 2 folder in the exercise files. An index can include more than one folder. Click the button again and repeat the steps to include additional directories. Whenever a folder is selected, all subfolders are included in the index automatically. To exclude specific subdirectories so that they're not included in the index, click this button. Choose the subfolder you don't want to include, and then click OK. Inside the Chapter 2 folder, we've actually included a folder called Do Not Index. Click on this folder and click OK. If you want to exclude more than one folder, repeat this step for each folder you'd like to exclude. When you've added and excluded all the folders you want, it's time to build the index. Acrobat will prompt you to save the file. To make it simpler to find, go ahead and save the file in the Chapter 2 folder. The index name will assume the title you typed earlier. If you want to change it, you can change it now. Depending on the number of files you are indexing and the speed of your computer, the building process can take several minutes. When it's done, go ahead and close the Catalog dialog box. An index is not used automatically. To begin using your new index, select Advanced Search from the Edit menu. Then select Show More Options at the bottom of the panel. Now, open up the Look-In menu and choose Select Index. Click the Add button, navigate to the Chapter 2 folder, and select the file chapter2.pdx. Although one index can contain information from several directories, I recommend that you create a separate index for each folder so they'll be easier to manage. That way, if you move the folder, the index will go along with it. Adding an index to this dialog is a persistent setting. That means that Acrobat continues to use this index until you remove it. You can also temporarily deselect it by checking this little checkbox, and then the index will not be used in a specific search. Creating an index is especially handy for extensive collections of PDF files. But to get the most out of this feature, each member of your workgroup has to load all the available indexes too. To use the index, choose Selected Indexes from the pull-down menu before you create your search. Then type in the search term and click the search button. Then you'll experience the delight of seeing your results appear almost instantly. In an ideal world, content committed to the PDF format would stay there. You'd never lose the original documents or images, and we would stay young forever. Unfortunately, none of these things is always true. But luckily, Acrobat does provide the means for exporting PDF content to other formats. In the past, trying to reuse text and graphics did not always work as desired. Methods like copy and paste work for simple things like headlines, phone numbers, even a paragraph of text or two. You could even reuse certain graphics and images, although the quality wasn't always acceptable for specific purposes. Acrobat 10 is a game changer. Adobe has worked hard to improve Acrobat's export features. I'm sure you'll be as impressed as I am. Open saveasword.pdf from the Chapter 2 folder. This document consists of a great deal of text along with an inline graphic. In previous versions of Acrobat, you could try exporting the text to Word or a text file format, but you'd lose much of the formatting and the inline graphic would be toast. With Acrobat 10, hold on to your seats.
select File, Save As, Microsoft Word. Choose Word document to save it in the current version of Word, or select Word 97 2003 to save it in an older version of Word or to maintain maximum compatibility. Let's choose Word document. In the Save As dialog box, Acrobat will default to the current name of the PDF file. You can change the name if you like. Click Save. Depending on how long the document is, the conversion process could take a few minutes. When it's finished saving, launch Word and open the file. Not only has Acrobat successfully converted the original text contents, but it's also reproduced the structure and formatting of the original document too. The exact fidelity of the conversion depends on several factors, including the fonts and the complexity of the design. Another improvement has been to the export to Excel spreadsheets. Let's close Word and the current PDF document and open the file, save as spreadsheet.pdf. Here you see some data that started off life in Excel and then was saved as a PDF document. But let's pretend we want to reuse the data in Excel. You might think you can simply select the data using the text selection tool like this, and then copy and paste it into Excel. But if you did, you'd notice that Excel doesn't parse out the data properly to the individual cells. Instead, it lumps all of it into one column. To use this data, you'd have to manually copy and paste each of the figures into its own cell at the cost of a lot of wasted time. But you may not have noticed there was actually another way of saving the data. Go back to Excel and this time choose Copy with Formatting from the context menu. This new method includes more information in the clipboard. As you can see, the process takes longer, but the results will be worth it. When Acrobat's done, switch back to Excel and go to an empty worksheet. You may think you can just paste the data now, but if you did, you'd be in for another surprise. The results look a little better than before, but looks can be deceiving. This data has also been lumped into one column and is basically useless. The way you paste the data is just as important as the way you copied it. Instead, click the Undo button until you return to a blank Excel spreadsheet. And this time, right-click in the spreadsheet and choose Paste Special. You may think you can just paste the data now. Well, you can on a Mac, or if you use the keyboard shortcut Control-V on Windows, Command-V on the Macintosh. But in my version of Office, if I click on this icon, it keeps the text only and doesn't keep the formatting. So if you're on a Mac, choose Paste. If you do choose to click this button to paste, the results look a little better than before. Choose XML Spreadsheet from the dialog box and click OK. This is more like it. The data has been parsed out to individual rows and columns and is ready to use. You do have a little bit of cleanup work. For one thing, you'll notice that the original formulas have not been preserved. But that's easy enough to fix if you know how to work with Excel. Using copy with formatting is a good start, but Acrobat actually offers a way to achieve a slightly better result using the Save As command instead. Switch back to Acrobat and choose File, Save As, Spreadsheet, Microsoft Excel Workbook. Go ahead and click Save to use the name of the PDF file. When Acrobat's done saving the data, go ahead and return to Excel and open the file. As you can see, the original spreadsheet has been recreated as with the Paste Special command, but this time the column widths are more appropriate, and it's preserved more of the original formatting from the PDF file. Using the Save As command may have taken a few extra clicks to accomplish, but you'll have a lot less cleanup work in the end. The conversion to Excel, like the conversion to Word, depends on a number of factors. The larger or more complex the data is, the more problematic the conversion process will be. Go ahead and close Excel and return to Acrobat. The next feature I'd like to explore is geared specifically for graphics. Open the file, save all images from the Chapter 2 folder. Frequently, you'll want to reuse images inside of a PDF file. You may have lost the original images or perhaps deleted them. Earlier in the training, I showed you how to copy and paste images from a PDF document using the text selection tool. The problem with that method is that you can get contamination from other objects positioned beside or beneath the selected image. You also may not preserve the size and quality of the original image. A better way is to use a built-in function in Acrobat to export images. If you go to look for this tool, you might think you'd find it under the Save As command. But this Save As command actually saves the entire PDF file as an image, which is also handy, but it's not what we're looking for. I'll show you how to use this command in a second. Instead, to recover all the images, look under View, Tools, Document Processing. Select Export All Images. This command exports all the images to a file format you select into a folder on your computer. The good news is that the exported images will maintain all the quality of the original image. Select the TIFF file format and select the PIX folder to save the images in. To select specific settings in your images, click the Settings button. Here you can choose the method of compression, if any, that you'd like to use for the image, color management settings, as well as the conversion settings. Click the OK button to keep your changes, the Defaults button to return to the default settings, or Cancel to keep the settings as they are. When you're ready, click the Save button. Depending on how many images are in the file, in a few seconds or minutes, you'll have a folder of fully reusable images. This last trick was a bit of a cheat. We really didn't use the Save As command, did we? But I thought this function was one that you'd find as important and useful as I do. The last format I'd like to show you is one that I use constantly for both print and web design. That's the ability to save a PDF document as an image. This is incredibly handy whenever you need the cover of a book or magazine for a catalog, or if you want to put a graphical button on your website for someone to click to download a specific document. Instead of having a cold and impersonal text link, why not have the actual cover of the document itself? Let's pretend we're going to upload the wine brochure to our website, and we'll use the cover of the brochure as a button. Using the Save as Image feature has only two downsides. The first is that Acrobat saves every page of the document as an image. You can't just pick one specific page. If you have a 12-page brochure like this one, you'll end up with 12 images. The second downside is that the images will be saved at the full size of the original document. That's right, 8.5 by 11 inches for a letter-sized document. Luckily, these are easy problems to fix. For example, if you only want the cover of the document saved as an image, just extract the cover page from the document before you save it, like this. We'll show you how to extract pages later in the training. As for the final size, you'll want to open the image in Photoshop or another image editor to scale it to a more desirable size. Go ahead and select File, Save As, Image. Let's select JPEG. We'll name the image Brochure. To select specific quality settings, choose the Settings button and select the quality appropriate for your use. In this case, medium or high should be fine. Click OK to accept your changes. Click Defaults to return to the default settings, or Cancel to keep the settings as they are. When you're ready, go ahead and click Save. Acrobat will put the JPEG extension on it for us. Now you can open the file in Photoshop and resample the image size to make it more appropriate for your website. Once it's resized, you can save it and then put it into your web page layout and connect it to the hyperlink to download your document. If you look through the Save As menu in Acrobat, you'll see 24 different file type conversions now supported in some way by Acrobat. You should experiment with any you find interest in. Remember, the usefulness of the resulting file depends a lot on the content and structure of the PDF document, and of course, on the program that created it in the first place. Not all PDF documents are equal, and not all of them will convert perfectly to all these formats. You may think it odd that we're talking about printing an electronic document format. For many people and companies, PDF files are used to save paper and reduce waste. But it's not that odd considering that the PDF format was originally designed as a way to send files for high-end output on printing presses. While many printers have committed to a full PDF workflow all the way to plates, many users still like the look and feel of paper. So for the foreseeable future, we will have laser and inkjet printers and paper output. And luckily, Acrobat has very powerful printing features, which other programs only look at with envy. You can use any PDF file to check out these features, but to get the most from this lesson, open the file printing.pdf from the Chapter 2 folder. To really show you how powerful Acrobat's printing features are, we've created a file that contains multiple page sizes and a mixture of text and graphics. One point we should state right from the beginning is that just because you can print any PDF file, not every PDF file was meant to be printed. Today, many PDF documents are created solely to be viewed on the screen or on the internet. They contain video or animations or images designed for the low 72 pixel per inch resolution of the computer display. Most printers start at a minimum resolution of 300 dots per inch. Graphics in screen-based PDF files will look fine on the screen, but probably will print with blurry edges. It's not the fault of Acrobat. It's just how the file was built in the first place. So before you create a PDF file, you may want to check to see if printing will be an important aspect of the file's purpose. If so, you will have to pay more attention to the quality of the images and other graphics. 99% of the time, the text is saved in vector format and will always print at high resolution. To access Acrobat's printing features, select File, Print, or press the shortcut Control-P in Windows or Command-P on the Macintosh. There may also be a quick tool icon in the toolbar that you can click, like this one. The Print dialog features most of the common options for printing that you may already be familiar with, such as choosing the printer from those available in your office, specifying whether you want to print all or just some of the pages in the document, as well as the number of copies. But that's where the similarities end. Acrobat also allows you to isolate the output to the current view displayed on the screen, the current page, or you can select a specific page or range of pages by checking this option. I use this feature all the time, especially when I've made changes to specific pages in a large document and I only want to print the pages that have changed. To use this option, click this radio button and type the page numbers you wish to print. If the document uses a custom numbering scheme, you can use the numbers as they appear in the toolbar at the top of the document window. To print a range of pages, type the first page number and the last page number separated by a hyphen. To print individual non-consecutive pages, type each number separated by a comma. To print a group of pages all at once, you can combine these two schemes together like this. Other options available include the ability to print all the pages within a range, or just the odd or even pages. This is especially handy when you want to print a double-sided document on a printer that does not support duplex printing. First select to print the odd pages, then take the paper, flip it over, put it back in the printer, and then print the even pages. If your printer, like my inkjet printer, outputs the pages face up, choose reverse pages to print the pages in reverse order. That way, when it's done printing, the pages will be in the correct stacking order on top of the printer. The first time you open the print dialog, you may notice that this page scaling option is set to shrink to printable area. This is handy when you're printing large pages to a letter size printer. All the large pages will be reduced in size to fit within the printable area of the printer. But it also could cause problems when you're printing documents that have trim marks or other marks outside the edge of the page. The pages will then shrink down to fit on the available paper, but the page will not be at the correct size. Fit to printable area will allow the pages to both shrink and enlarge to maximize their size on the printable paper. That means the display ad will shrink to fit on a letter size sheet of paper, and the business card will enlarge to print on the entire 8.5 by 11 inch sheet. Tile large pages allow you to print out large documents like banners, which will use multiple pages that you can then assemble later by glue or tape. If you'd like to output a large document for archive purposes or to view the pages, choosing multiple pages per sheet allows you to gang up multiple pages on a single sheet of paper. Booklet printing allows you to create a booklet from a normal document, and then you can control whether you're going to print on both sides at once, or if your printer does not support duplex printing, you can choose to print the front sides only and then flip the paper over and print the back sides later. Typically, I'll choose none as my default print settings. I usually want my print jobs to print at 100% of their original size. This is also another option that's turned on by default. Auto Rotate and Center automatically rotates pages to fit within the printing dimensions. That means if most of the pages are printing on portrait-sized sheets of paper, the landscape pages will automatically be rotated to fit within that printable area. If your printer supports multiple types of paper, choose Paper Source by the PDF page size. And if your printer supports custom paper, you can also choose Use Custom Paper Size when needed. Occasionally, a printer will require you to save the file as a print file. This option allows you to save the file in electronic format, which you can then download to a printer later. Print color as black will automatically convert any colors in your document to black. This is especially handy in engineering drawings when lines may be printed in color at very small line weights. Another default setting in the Acrobat dialog is this one here. Acrobat defaults to print the document and any markup contained within the file. As you can see, this document contains a stamp as well as some comments on the first page. By choosing this option, both will print to your printer. If you'd like to print the document without the stamps and markup, choose just Document. This will remove the stamps and any comments from the page, although it will not remove them from the document. You could also choose just to print the document and the stamps. In this case, only the stamp will print, but the comments will be stripped out. And finally, an item that's very handy when you're printing forms, this option here allows you to print only the data elements entered into the form itself. This option will strip out any graphics or other content within the form area that's not part of the actual form itself. Typically, I'll choose Document to print only my document. Other options are available at the bottom of the dialog. The Printing Tips button opens up your browser and takes you to a website where Adobe has compiled a list of printing tips that will help you get the most out of printing your PDF files. Page Setup allows you to choose specific page sizes that may or may not be available on your printer, and choose whether you want to print the document in portrait or landscape mode. Click OK to finalize your choice, or Cancel to discard them. Choose the Advanced button to access Acrobat's advanced features for output. Some of these features are only available on PostScript-compatible printers. A simple way to know whether you're printing to a PostScript printer or a standard printer is to look at the name of the printer. Most PostScript printers will have the letters PS in their name, such as this one. Under the Output category, you'll notice that we have the ability to choose how we want our document to be output, whether in composite color, composite gray, or in separations. If you choose separations, this gives you the ability to turn on and turn off the ink colors, so you can output individual inks as plates for a printing press. Certain options in the output window are only available when you select a certain type of color or output scheme. Typically, when an option is not available in the scheme, it will be grayed out. Another important option here is the ability to print your documents as an image. Certain type of graphical transformations within a PDF file may print incorrectly to low-resolution devices, such as inkjet printers or laser printers. By choosing to print your document as an image, this will flatten the entire file to print as a single graphic. Then the most important thing here is to choose what resolution that file will print at. Typically, I like to use 300 or 400. It will render out most of your graphics correctly as well as your text. Under Marks and Bleeds, you can choose which printing marks you'd like to turn on. Trim marks, bleed marks, registration marks, color bars, and page information. You can also turn them all on or off by choosing this option. Under the PostScript options, you can control what PostScript features you'd like to use within your PostScript printer. These options will be grayed out if you're using a non-PostScript printer. Color management allows you to control how the colors are rendered on different types of devices. To get the best results from these options, check with your service bureau or printer. One of the nice options about this particular dialog is that Acrobat allows you to make your settings and then save them as a custom profile. That way you can select the same exact settings the next time you come into this dialog. Click OK to retain your settings, or click Cancel to discard them. Click Summarize Comments to include any comments stored in the file with your printed PDF output. Finally, my favorite choice within the dialog is this one right here. This scroll bar allows you to view each of the pages within your print job and to see exactly how they will print on the selected printer and with the selected options that you've chosen. By dragging the slider to the right, you can see each page in turn and catch any problems before they happen. Now that you've made all your choices, the only thing left to do is to click OK and send the job to the printer.